A curse. Strange sounds were echoing. Where was he? My head. He placed his hand on his head while hearing footsteps that seemed desperate, moving back and forth. What the hell? Virgil tried to say before, be quiet. Let me think. Ada interrupted him while pacing back and forth. Why the hell won't those damn people answer? Damn ITF, she roared, pacing back and forth. Holding a phone. Where am I? Virgil wondered, looking at a room he didn't recognize. It was well, feminine. Guess that's how he would describe it in words. I told you to be quiet. Ada shouted at him while continuing to dial various numbers on her phone. Answer, answer. We need to fix this crap. She seemed really worried. Damn, why so handsome, even disoriented? She thought, looking at the man sitting in his favorite armchair. His natural charm was slowly drawing her in, but she was resisting not to give in. She was so absorbed in the problems that she didn't even stop to try doing something very important. Hey, why am I feeling emotions that aren't mine? What the hell is this? Virgil questioned, slapping his head. He had already thought about it, huh? Ada said, turning to him, and, no. She became desperate for some reason, starting to pace back and forth while formulating thoughts. This shouldn't be possible, Ada thought. She was already scared. This reaction was not supposed to exist, actually. Bitch, she suddenly shouted. Wow, she's lost it. Virgil thought, seeing how excited she was for nothing. I thought I was going to lose it, but I'm actually fine. It was something even Virgil didn't know how to handle. He just accepted it. He had just realized that he had already died once. Now it's a story to tell. He learned from his mother. If something is bad, just say fuck it and go crazy. He had heard that from his mother so many times. Ada just kept pacing back and forth, thinking and trying to call whoever she wanted to talk to. All right, at least let's understand. What happened? She finally said, calming down and stopping in front of Virgil, who was sitting in his armchair. First, my name is Ada Ball. I don't know who you are besides your name, and I'm not interested in that, she said quickly. Now, you are a demon. Virgil looked at her with no excitement at all. He wasn't even surprised, actually. His memories already said a lot. Seriously, no reaction at all. Ada questioned. She wasn't really sure about. Oh, this is going to be complicated. She seemed well calm. Let's test something, she said, and started walking towards him. She went in front of him, surrounding him, placing her hands on each side of the armchair, and getting even closer to him, as if she was climbing over him. Let's see if it is what I think it is, she said, getting even closer, making Virgil's back press against the backrest as she moved closer and closer. She wanted to provoke some reaction. So beautiful, Virgil thought, seeing the lovely amethyst eyes the girl had. Something really unique. He's not that bad. She was right. You are really attractive, Ada thought aloud. However, she felt something beautiful, isn't it? Seems like you can't compliment a woman with your own words, Ada commented. But how so? You are really attractive, Virgil said, smiling, as if he had caught her by surprise. The woman's face completely closed off. Virgil noticed this. And, are you all right? He asked, a bit concerned. He had more or less understood how this woman's personality worked. She was somewhat indifferent to people and what they represented, but she was serious about personal matters. And in this case, she was really much more serious than she would have thought. She calmly turned to face him. Ask me something that you would consider impossible to ask anyone, she said, unafraid of what was to come. Virgil stared at her with eyes full of doubt. Don't ask, command me to do so nothing, she corrected herself, to understand what was coming. It was necessary. You have my full consent, she said, as if trying to let him make a move. Virgil looked at her still apprehensive, thinking about what he could order. Well, you asked, Virgil said, thinking of something. What could he do? An idea came up. Yes, a superficial revenge. I don't know who you are besides Your name and I'm not interested in that. Not interested. But you called me handsome. Kaka. As Virgil's mind thought of a prank, Ada's face began to distort, sensing that something was coming. Something really. I'm starting to regret this, she murmured in her subconscious. Virgil thought for a moment, letting silence take over the room, before finally deciding what he wanted. He looked directly into Ada's eyes, that provocative glint flickering back to life. I want you to give me a kiss, he said, his voice low and filled with malice. Ada blinked, surprised. She didn't expect such a direct request, especially after all the tension and exchanges of barbs. The problem was, she didn't follow the order immediately. Why what absurd request are you making? Ada started to stammer as her face turned completely red. You said anything, Virgil commented, smiling. But the real problem, why you don't understand, she shouted, but soon her legs gave way completely as she fell to the ground. Ha, she started gasping as Virgil stood up to understand what was happening. Hey, what's wrong with you? He asked, approaching and kneeling beside her. The woman's body was trembling uncontrollably. Effect of a curse, she said, trying to control herself, but, hi y'all. She felt a tingling between her legs when Virgil touched her shoulder. Virgil didn't understand what she meant by that, but, master servant contract, she continued, shivering. The angry woman that was Ada completely disappeared. The woman in front of him had been replaced by subordinate betraying the master. Refusing the order, see curse. Activated. Ada began to explain in the simplest way possible. Virgil immediately understood what she was talking about. For some reason, he had heard about this in one of the mangas or animes he had watched in his adolescence. Hurry up and help. Mel, she said quickly. The girl was already red, sweating, and her breasts almost bursting out of her shirt. Erotic, he thought, but he couldn't think about that now. He saw that she was in serious trouble. She moaned, trying to hold on. Since it's a curse from breaking the master-servant contract, there's only one way to stop it. Virgil saw, murmuring more to himself than to the Wernan. I should have stayed quiet, he thought. I'll help you, Virgil said, trying to sound confident, although he wasn't sure what he was about to do. Ada just nodded, unable to speak. Her eyes closed as she focused on enduring the pain and embarrassment. Virgil approached, trying to figure out how to resolve the situation. If the contract was a master-servant contract, the only way to stop the curse was to fulfill the given order, which in this meant the kiss. Virgil knelt beside her, hesitating. Didn't want our first kiss to be like this, he murmured, cursing himself again for his impulsive request. Despite not hating the situation, in fact, on some level, he was quite pleased to be kissing a beautiful woman like Ada. He leaned in, approaching her slowly. Ada opened her eyes, and they met. For a brief moment, there was a mix of fear and anticipation in her gaze, and Virgil knew he couldn't back down. Finally, he closed the distance, their lips meeting in a soft, hesitant kiss. At first, it was a gentle touch, almost as if he was testing the effect it would have. But when he felt Ada's body relax slightly, he deepened the kiss, trying to convey both comfort and regret equally. If she accepts, I'll just go ahead. Won't let her escape from me. Even he didn't know where these thoughts came from. Kissing, it was just instinctive, as if she had been his all along. The curse, sensing the order being fulfilled, began to loosen its grip. Ada let out a sigh of relief. Amid the kiss, her hands, which had been trembling before, now holding Virgil's shoulders with a gentle strength. I could stay like this for the rest of my life, she thought, instinctively, but she forgot something. I could be with her for my whole life. Virgil's thought and feeling entered her mind. They stayed there, kissing calmly for a few more seconds, savoring each moment, until finally, their breath ran out and they finally pulled away. Virgil looked at her and noticed that Ada was breathing more calmly, though still a bit disoriented and tipsy from the kiss. She looked exhausted, but the expression of pain had disappeared. "Are you okay?" he asked, concerned, as he observed the signs that the curse had passed. Ada was still panting, her eyes shining in a way Virgil had never seen before. "Why, yes." She nodded slowly, trying to catch her breath and process what had just happened. The curse had been lifted, but the effect of the kiss still resonated in both, like a current of intense emotions they couldn't ignore. I'm okay," she responded with a slightly trembling voice but with a faint smile, her fingers still resting gently on Virgil's shoulders.